the deep orange of a desert sunset, the turquoise of clear skies, and the warmth of handcrafted pottery. That's the essence of the Southwestern style, and today, we're stepping into a home that brings all those elements to life. From unique patterns to bold colors, this house isn't just a living space, it's a celebration of Southwestern culture. Welcome to Freshomz. A terracotta house with magenta window frames and rustic wood beams. The garden is filled with lavender bushes, tall flowering barrel cacti, and clusters of yellow desert marigolds that create a calming desert retreat. A sky blue southwestern home with rounded edges and a red tiled roof. The front yard is full of blooming yucca, flowering desert marigolds, and tall cacti lining the stone pathway leading to the entrance. A bright orange southwestern house with blue accents stands proudly in the desert. The cactus garden, filled with tall blooming yucca, desert poppies, and clusters of colorful wildflowers, brightens the landscape with its vibrant hues. Pastel purple stucco house with wooden shutters and a rustic wooden door. The front yard is alive with flowering desert sage, tall agave plants, and clusters of wildflowers in shades of orange, pink, and yellow. A coral southwestern house with a rustic wooden gate and magenta shutters stands proudly amidst a front yard filled with flowering barrel cacti and sagebrush. The gravel path, lined with vibrant wildflowers in shades of orange and red, adds to the beauty. A pink adobe home with a red tiled roof and rustic wooden beams. The front yard is filled with purple bougainvillea climbing up the walls, flowering prickly pear cacti, and terracotta pots overflowing with succulents and desert roses. Southwestern house with rustic wooden shutters and a sun-drenched garden. Bright yellow flowers cascade from terracotta planters, while prickly pear cacti and desert wildflowers create a lively and colorful yard. A vibrant yellow southwestern house featuring rustic wooden beams and a cheerful blue door. The front yard showcases tall agave plants, blooming desert marigolds, and flowering succulents, all thriving under the warm desert sun. Pink adobe house with turquoise wooden beams and a porch lined with colorful painted pottery. The garden features a vibrant display of succulents, desert roses, and flowering agave plants, creating a picturesque scene. purple stucco house with wooden shutters and a rustic wooden door. The front yard is alive with flowering desert sage, tall agave plants, and clusters of wildflowers in shades of orange, pink, and yellow. Pastel purple adobe home with magenta beams and rustic shutters creates a striking scene. The garden is alive with flowering yucca, blooming agave, and clusters of orange desert poppies that add a splash of color to the yard. Turquoise adobe house with rounded corners and a red tiled roof. The garden is alive with vibrant desert marigolds, blooming prickly pear, and tall agave plants that create a striking desert oasis. Adobe home with a red tiled roof and rustic wooden beams. The front yard is filled with purple bougainvillea climbing up the walls, flowering prickly pear cacti, and terracotta pots overflowing with succulents and desert roses. A bright yellow adobe home with red wooden beams and a front yard filled with blooming agave, colorful desert marigolds, and flowering lavender that perfume the air. adobe home with rounded edges and a front yard filled with tall blooming cacti, colorful desert poppies, and a gravel pathway that winds through the vibrant garden. This deep blue southwestern house with yellow trim is framed by a front garden full of agave, flowering desert sage, and clusters of bright orange wildflowers that create a vivid contrast against the blue walls. This turquoise stucco house, with its orange trim, is surrounded by a garden of flowering yucca, prickly pear, and purple verbena, creating a beautiful and colorful desert landscape. A lime green stucco house with a wooden porch supported by rustic beams. The vibrant desert garden features tall ocotillo plants, blooming red yucca, and clusters of colorful wildflowers that sway gently in the breeze. beautiful southwestern house, a place where every detail reflects the beauty of the desert. We hope you enjoyed this tour and found some inspiration for your own home. If you love the vibrant colors and rich textures, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more unique home tours. See you next time.